Hey Sarah, thank you for joining me today. Do you want to share a bit about who you are and where you're from and what you do?
Sure thing. Thank you for inviting me to do this, apart from anything else. My name is Sarah Rogers. I'm originally from Scotland and I emigrated to Australia 15 years ago and started in private practice, working for someone else. Set up my own business 13 years ago with just me doing everything, and gradually grew and grew till we now have 3 clinics and 14 physios.
Yeah. Do you want to share a little bit about what had you join the program about a year ago?
About
Uh,
a year ago, yeah.
Apart from our mutual love of shoes.
Well, that was a big thing. Um, yeah, I had been circling you on social media for probably 12 months, and about a year ago, I basically had come to a ceiling in the business, which was that we had grown out of the space that we were in, and I needed to decide what the next step was. And the next step was a bigger premises. This was unknown territory for me, and I knew that I needed some help. And then, yeah, I went along to a meeting that you were speaking at, and actually, you didn't have fabulous shoes on that night. It was very disappointing.
Um,
And then, yeah, joined and haven't looked back.
yes. And I remember I was reflecting on the conversation that we had after you'd seen me speak, and we were talking about you were saying, like, I've got all these numbers and all these metrics and, all this information, but I don't feel like I'm any the wiser as to what I should be doing next. And I still feel like I'm a bit lost.
Yes.
Um, can you talk a bit to that, if you remember?
Yeah. So I had had some coaching previously, but the coaching I had previously was very much in a matrix financial procedures policy place.
Mm.
Uh, and whilst I now felt like I knew my numbers really well, but it wasn't helping me with getting direction. And it was feeling like a really lonely place, to be honest.
Mm. Yeah. So what have been the biggest things that have changed for you since being in the program?
Oh, where do I start? Uh, like the portal content is excellent, and I love the fact that I can. It's not a start at the beginning, go to the end. It's look, choose which bits of your content is pertinent to you at the time.
Yeah.
The community, that's probably the top scorer. You have done an amazing job of bringing together like-minded women, and
A little
it
Tweedledum to your Tweedledee, haven't you?
yes, she's just messaging me at the moment, actually.
Is it?
Yeah, absolutely. The community that you have built is nothing short of amazing, and I know that's very deliberate because my previous experience with female business groups is that they don't hit um, the right space. So they're either not serious and it's just a little sideline job,
Yeah.
or they're too serious and very much in a masculine energy and and burning your bras type scenario, where this group is not like that at all.
No. No, very like serious about growth, but very serious about doing it in a balanced way. And I think we have a lot of fun. Like we laugh every day.
Yeah,
We have a lot of
yeah,
fun.
yeah, we do.
We do. So what has been the result of a less serious, more fun approach for your business?
We doubled revenue. So yeah, I was on course to turn over $1 million last year, which we did, and we're heading to break the 2 million this year. So it works. It absolutely works.
Do you feel like you would have had that growth had you not joined? Did you feel like you were on
No,
track for that anyway, or no?
no, 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 no. And yes, it was some processes, but the biggest thing was changing my mindset and my growth. And that's the difference. That is your point of difference between you and other coaches in that area, is that I realized that in order to scale and grow, I had to grow me.
And the thing that I see again and again and again, and people watching this will be like, yeah, 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 but are you making like, I've grown and I either pay myself the same or I pay myself less. What's been the impact of to profit in that growth that you've had?
Our profit has improved, has grown 10 times from what it was 12 months ago.
Yeah. So not just growth, but scaling and
Yeah.
making more for yourself as you do it. Are you
Yeah.
working less than you were? That's tricky because you're just like,
No, no, no. Look, I wouldn't say I'm working less. I'm working less operationally.
mm.
So I have reduced the amount that I'm on the tools, so to speak.
Yeah.
I'm also there's even a separation between working with patients, working operationally, and then working on the vision.
Mm.
And I spend much more time in that strategic space
Yeah.
than I did before I started the program.
Yeah. I mean, if I'd have said to you, I might even have said this to you a year ago, to be able to double the practice and work the same amount, would that have felt feasible to you?
No.
Which is what you've done. And I probably did say that to you. Twice as much
Yeah.
income working, maybe not half the time in this situation because you've in that, and I'd love to talk more about this, but you mentioned it like one of the big things was to find a new location, and that's been a whole roller coaster of like leaning into what feels right over what looks right on paper. Can you talk a little bit to that?
Yes. Um, Financially, I've always been, yes, I take risks. You don't grow a business without taking risks, but I've always been very, very calculated in my risk taking. And I suppose the bigger you get, and certainly this decision, so we are moving from having one clinic with 3 rooms, another clinic with 2 rooms, to a new clinic with 9 treatment rooms, a Pilates studio, and a gym. So that has been, a much bigger risk than I've ever done before, uh, in every which way. From growing from a cultural point of view, from a financial point of view, from my leadership skills point of view.
Yeah.
And you have really, helped me with my self-belief that I can do this. And
You
we are doing it.
are doing it. You're moving soon.
5 weeks.
Yes. What would you say to someone thinking about joining the program who's looking at other programs in this space and being like, they look the same, or what's the difference?
I think we've kind of touched on it. The difference is that your personal development, how you really focus on grow yourself as a leader, which will then allow you to grow your business, and rather than just giving you the operational tools to grow your business, which you do as well.
Yeah.
This is not some airy fairy program. You absolutely give us the practical tools, but I think that's missing from other programs is that spiritual and self growth
Mm. Like
piece.
we've spoken about, like you can keep giving people strategies, and where people go into programs and that program didn't work, um, but it's worked for other people. It's because the strategies weren't the thing that you needed at that point in time. Like you can just keep giving people strategies, but if they're not able to implement them, they just take the story away that, oh, I can't do this. It's me.
Yeah,
It's just the wrong content at the wrong point in time for the person. So having
yeah.
both is, Like, I think particularly for women, absolutely like pivotal to being able to keep growing and not get stuck.
Yeah. There's also that's where the community comes into. So, if you're having a problem, the chances are that someone in the group has had that problem before.
Mhm.
And the advice that you're getting is really open and genuine support,
Yeah.
which is refreshing in this space.
Like yesterday, I saw in the chat, and I had a moment, I was like, I'm so grateful that I built a community where that can happen. Someone's lease, they were just about to sign a lease on a new space and it's just been pulled out from underneath them. And there was no shame or like, oh, what are people going to think? Maybe I should have done better. It was just like, oh, I'm bummed. It's fallen through. And that the person felt safe to come and have that safe place to land. But also to watch you all be like, that happened to me in a much better space thing came along. It'll all be fine. And like to really just rally round and make that person feel safe, feel seen, not feel judged, and help them to feel better about it. Like it was just this moment of like, oh, wow, that's like what I wanted to build, and to watch it play out was
Yeah.
like incredible to watch.
Oh, yes. And I know exactly the scenario you mean. And it's funny because I can be really busy, but I will always take the time. I'll register what's going on. And even if it's just a couple of lines in that group, because we've all been there. We've all been in that place where the rug's just been pulled out from under you and you don't know what to do. So, I think that's a real asset and something that I value greatly.
What would you say to someone thinking about joining? They're on the fence.
I would say don't hesitate, particularly if you're thinking about it from a monetary point of view. I think I've just proved that you said to me in the beginning the course will pay for itself, and it's done that and more. So don't worry about the financial side of things
Yeah,
because it pays itself off.
yeah,
What I would say is that you do need to come onto this program with an open mindset.
yeah.
And you need to be ready to be part of that community, to be vulnerable, to step into that space and be prepared to do work on yourself. Because if you don't do that, you're not going to fully get the benefit of what you're all about.
Mm. Yeah, if you've been banging up against the ceiling and coming saying, tell me some more strategies to get me through it, help me grow. And it's like, and not being open to being like, well, what if that's not the problem? Like I can serve you up strategies all day, but my feeling is that's probably not going to make a difference right now. Otherwise, you'd already be there.
Yeah. So I would say if you are a clinic owner and you don't know what to do next, or you feel like you're needing support, but you don't quite know what that support is, this is the place for you.
Thank you so much for your time. Anything you wanted to add that we haven't covered?
No, I don't think so. I think we've covered it all. The program has changed me as a leader and also as a person in my personal life. This is starting to sound a little evangelistic, and I don't mean it to sound that way, but it's the truth.
Katie said, another lady in the program said the same thing. She was like, it makes me really emotional. Like it's changed my life because it's changed who I am as not just a business owner, but as a person. And there's an impact to that to the people around me.
Yeah. To coin one of your favorite phrases, it's changed how I show up.
Yes, that's one of my favorites. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. Like, I don't know if you watch any of these, but I know people do watch them when they're thinking about joining the program. So I'm grateful for you taking the time, and I'm sure other people will be when they watch it. Bye.
I am more than happy to do this for you.
I love hearing because so often people like go away and find all the information. I didn't know that about your profit. They go and find the information. They're like, oh, guess what? So it's nice to hear some of this stuff. And like where things are sitting for you. And we have another, we've got the next 12 months as well now that we're going to see what else can happen.
It's exciting.
Exciting. It is. Thank you, my love. I appreciate you.
No bother. You too. Bye.